Michigan, the land of Detroit, Motown, Motor City, Axel Foley, and homegrown terrorism. Well, it is today, because we're going to talk about a young Michigander who joined the Guard for all of 2 years and be the Alibaba of active shooters. But luckily, the Fed boys were there to foil it all. That's right, the FBI can do a good job. Sometimes. And we'll get right into that, but not until we talk about today's video sponsor. You know, I want to save up to buy another house, but I really need to get on top of my expenses. Well, that's where today's sponsor, Rocket Money, comes in to help. Rocket Money is an all-in-one personal finance app that helps you cancel subscriptions, lower bills, and manage your money better. Because once you connect your bank account, Rocket Money identifies each of your subscriptions in a single list. And from there, you can determine what you don't want anymore. And Rocket Money makes it easy to cancel it in just a few steps. Rocket Money will also automatically scan your bills and help you find savings. Because with just a couple of taps, Rocket Money can help negotiate your bills for you. From internet service to cable to phone bills. No need to worry about customer service calls. Let the app's negotiators work for you, so you get the best possible rate. Take control of your finances today. Go to rocketmoney.com/angrycops. That's rocketmoney.com/angrycops. And get started for free. Let's all meet Amar Abdul Majid Mohammed Saeed. He's a so Saeed right now. He's a very Saeed. He's crying tears because he's locked up. So Saeed. So Saeed. I couldn't help myself. Well, now Amar joined the United States Army National Guard out of Michigan back in September of 2022 and got out in December of 2024. Now, if my math is mathing, that means he barely spent more than 2 years in, and if I'm not mistaken, I'm fairly certain that there's no contract for that. So I'm waiting on more information to come in, but I'm assuming, and we'll figure out by the end of this video, that Amar got the boot out of basic training or in between. I've seen a lot of National Guard kids do the split ops. They join at 17 and do basic training, come back home, finish out their senior school year, and then go back to their AIT, but it gets pushed off, and after a while it become slovenly and gross and had to be booted out because they couldn't keep the standard. Now, although he looks a little slim in his photo here, I'm wondering if there wasn't some sort of disciplinary issue that got him quickly booted out. More on that when I can possibly, get my hands on his DD-214 and maybe some counselings. But let's get into this potential terrorist plot that he tried to bring to totality. Yeah! We see Amar began talking to some undercover federal agents back in June of 2024. And if my math is mathing again, well, Amar wanted to create a frickin' jihad while he was still serving in the United States Army. Makes me wonder if the feds tipped somebody off in the good old Michigan National Guard to say, hey, get him out of here. Get him out of here. So even before Amar was removed from the Michigan National Guard, he was already scheming and plotting some terrorisms in Michigan. And it didn't take that long because in November of 2024, Amar had his plot. He knew what he was gonna do. He was gonna go have an active shooter mass casualty event at the TACOM. And we all know what a TACOM is. It's one of the U.S. Army's Tank, Automotive, and Armaments Command. Now, in between June of 2024 and November when he hatched the plan, Amar had already sworn allegiance to ISIS. Yes, that ISIS. Somehow he had found an ISIS flag and brought it home or went to a buddy's house that had one and wrapped his face all up in it looks like t-shirts and both pledged his allegiance to car bombs and suicide cards. Allahu Akbar! So June through November 2024, he's praising Allah, photos with the ISIS flag. He's pledging allegiance and ready to do jihad either somewhere out in the middle of nowhere and meet up with them out in Iraq and Syria, or do a homegrown terrorism, which is exactly what he thought he'd do.
What an idiot!
Who wants to go to the restaurant and pick up their terrorism when you can DoorDash that right through your front yard? Once he hatched the plot to take care of the TACOM, he began canoodling with his undercover federal friends and starting the plot a-going. Drone shots going over, hovering, recording, and getting a good bird's eye view for some reconnaissance so he can figure out exactly which buildings he wants to kick off this mass shooting. He gives rifle magazines and armor-piercing rounds to his undercover federal friends, as well as Molotov cocktails, and teaches them how to shoot and use and make the cocktails. I mean, I don't think it's like that hard. Get a little bit of oil. just a couple of the different homemade explosives that you can make. Now, this all culminated to Aman's arrest just a couple of days ago while he was actively participating in the terrorist attack. You see, the FBI had told Aman, hey, it's getting ready to go down. We need you to meet here and then pop your drone up one last time and get us some surveillance. Tell us where to go. That's why once we get in on the base, we can start shooting and exacting our fantastic terrorist plot. But that's not what happened. See, that was just the last thing that they needed Aman to do. Get that drone out, meet him at the place, pop it up in the air, look at his battle buddy and say, hey, we're good to go. I've got eyes on target. And that's when his buddy said, surprise, motherfucker. To which Aman said, and one of the things I find the most entertaining about this entire takedown of terrorism is that the feds posted a photo of them with Aman in a car. And Aman's just like, hey, do you see my drone? Do you see all these cool terroristic felonies that I'm doing against the nation that I live in after serving 2 years? Do you see what I'm doing? Do you see the terrorism in my hands that I'm completing right now? Yes, you gotta love having photographic proof of somebody doing a crime. Just talk about caught red-handed. You got caught drone-handed. God, it looks like a DJI drone too, and I have one of those. It makes me sad. Now I know I said I was gonna show you the DD-214 and whether it got an honorable or dishonorable discharge, but I couldn't get it fast enough. So I'm just gonna put it up on Twitter or Instagram, which you should follow me on there. And speaking of follow, if you wanna see things uncensored and a little bit longer and uncut, you go ahead and you check me out on Pepperbox. Best way to support the channel is to get yourself a shirt. Bad. That's right. Those words were on the mug that I drank of when I talked about the Buffalo Public Schools being cheapest way to support the channel is leave a comment. Tell me what you think. I'm about to go on Pepperbox and make fun of him in his ISIS photo in a lot of bad words. Okay, see you next time, weirdos. What is a TACOM? U.S. Army Tank and Automotive and Armaments Command. Tank and Automotive's tank. Automotive and me in the ass armaments. Tank and automotive and it's one of the U.S. Army's tank armaments. It's one of the U.S. Army's tank automotive me in the ass automotive. God, that took 8. Put them all in there. Put them all in there at the end, Pat. I want you to show that whole thing, all that at the end is a blooper. I can't read.